Today we have the poem A Walk by Moonlight by Henry Louis Vivian Derozio. We've already taken the first part of this poem, and we know that here is a walk by moonlight, which leads our young poet to contemplate on life and on friendship. So this is a romantic poem, and we've seen that the poet he went out to hang out with his friends. They had some talk. They were discussing some philosophy. We already know that Derozio was a revolutionary romantic poet. He had a great many followers, and at the age of 17, he was teaching in the Hindu college. He was a professor, and he inculcated in his students the feeling of questioning authority, questioning the prevalent philosophies, the prevalent thought process. So let's see. Now he says that he was going back after the walk, and three friends joined him. Two were the same age as he was, his peers, and the third was a junior and very dear to the rest of them, mainly because of his young age. And here we stop at the point where we say that this was one mystic hour when the moonlight clothed the leaves in silvery, starry light. And this makes us think of the silvery, starry part of the life of these youngsters. Man is young only once. So there was a dance among the leaves, rejoicing at her power, who robes for them of silver weaves within one mystic hour. So this silver light of the moon, it was there all over the woods, the leaves, the greenery on the path were all shining in this moonlight. So this is strong visual imagery. We see romanticism at its peak. There was a song among the winds, hymning her influence, that low-breathed minstrelsy which binds the soul to thought intense. So the words like hymn and minstrelsy, the bard singing about this, these are religious words or words with a spiritual connotation. And this is where mysticism comes into play. So our very soul, he says, the inner eye is awakened. And there was something in the night that with its magic wound us, for we not only saw but felt the moonlight around us. Just like Wordsworth says in his Tintern Abbey, we see that Derozio also feels the moonlight. He says that we just do not only see it, but we feel the mysticism, the magic, the spirituality. We see it all and we feel it keenly. How vague are all the mysteries which bind us to our earth, how far they send into the heart their tones of holy mirth. So the inward eye, the inner eye is opened to all the mysteries and the beauty of this world. And Derozio, like Keats, wants us to accept it, wants us to imbibe that beauty. Transcendentalism was a movement that came in the early 19th century in New England, and some of the pioneers of it is Henry David Thoreau and Ralph Waldo Emerson. Transcendentalism simply means that man is one with nature and there is a divinity that surrounds all the universe around us, that make us part of this universe. There is a human quality, a humane quality in all that surrounds us. Man as well as his fellow beings are all part of one single whole. The microcosm that is man's life is weaved into that tapestry, that greater tapestry, the macrocosm of the entire universe around him. So we need to remember there is symbolism, there is transcendentalism, mysticism, and romanticism in Derozio's poems. How lovely are the phantoms dim, which bless that better side that man enjoys when proud he stands in his own spirit's light. Here, man is proud, his spirit stands unique, and he is one with the universe. Derozio makes us feel that it is not in man standing away from the rest of the world that he finds his authenticity, but rather when he becomes one with the universe. When, like a thing that is not ours, this earthliness goes by, and we behold the spiritualness of all that cannot die. So, here the poet feels that this feeling, this spirituality, this mysticism, it has no end. It is for all time. Whereas man's material life, it has a very short span. But this spiritual feeling, which the universe gives man, that is for all time. 'Tis then we understand the voice which in the night wind sings, and feel the mystic melody played on the forest's strings. So it is then that we understand the rustling of the leaves, and the rustling leaves are talking to us, the voice in which the night sky sings. Here we are brought to think of Keats' Nightingale, who sings for mankind from time immemorial to the present day, which kings and beggars have heard alike. Here, imagination comes into play. This is also an ode, we can say, to man's imagination. And like Keats' viewless wings of poesy, here too Derozio is carried high into an exalted space with his own imagination. The silken language of the stars becomes the tongue we speak, and then we read the sympathy that pales the young moon's cheek. We see personification of the moon. This is another literary device. The moon seems to sympathize with mankind, and the silken language of the stars becomes the language that we as humans speak. When we take away all the differences that make mankind biased towards each other, whether it is by race or nation, we take that away and look only into the language of the universe, we know that every man speaks the same language. The inward eye is opened then to glories which in dreams visit the sleeper's couch in robes woven of the rainbow's beams. So, very beautiful imagery. He says the inward eye is open, just like Wordsworth's inward eye was open to see the daffodils which was permanently stored in his inward eye. So too Derozio is going to remember this night for the rest of his life. He says that these glories will visit the sleeper's couch in robes woven of rainbow-like dreams. Such colorful dreams and visions are going to come of this night. We need to remember that friendship, solidarity, universal love for mankind, all that is celebrated in this very simple poem. I bless my nature that I am allied to this bliss, which other worlds we are told afford, but which I find in this. So we are told that in eternity or in heaven, we will find a better world. And the religious people, they wait for that heaven, that day of judgment where they will pass into a beautiful world. And those who are not believers, they still think that there are alternate universes. But Derozio says, I don't need to wait for all that. I am blessed, for in this earth, in this nature, I have already felt that experience. I have already flown high on the viewless wings of poesy. My heart is bettered when I feel that even this human heart to all around is gently bound and forms of all apart. I am thrilled, I am bettered. I have become a better human being by realizing that my heart beats along with the heart of all mankind and the universe. That cold and lifeless as they seem, the flowers, the stars, the sky, have more than common minds may deem to stir our sympathy. So, a man who is not enlightened will not realize how much the universe is speaking to us. that cold and lifeless as the stars in the sky and the water and the sun all are. They are all speaking to us. They are all making our day what it is. They are all running our life, and we are merely a tiny part of all the universe around us. They stir our sympathy. How much does a sunlight or the sunset speak to us? So we see these in all the romantic poets, whether it is a solitary reaper or Wordsworth when he speaks about a sparrow's nest, that pulsing life that is witnessed in everything around us. Oh, in such moments, can I crush the grass beneath my feet? Ah, no, the grass has then a voice. Its heart, I hear it beat. So we see the culmination of this poem is in a very lovely thing. He says, can I even crush the grass that is beneath my feet? Oh no, it has a beating heart. We see that Derozio has reached the zenith of feeling, which is the highest point of an artist. For an artist must feel for everyone and everything around him, and that is his greatest cathartic moment, and that is what our poet has felt. So we must remember mysticism, spirituality, transcendentalism, romanticism. We can also call him a nature poet. Thank you.